It's, right. Okay. So find some space. Shut the door. It was slightly not quite warm enough. I also got asked to come a bit closer to the camera. There was someone watching on the YouTube channel, and they said, "Can you be closer to the camera?" So here we go. Let's just make a start. So just feel the feet. Can you hear me all right? Actually, am I audible?
I've just gone to get a different some earbuds that might make it better.
I've got my webcam on. That should be a louder thing. I'm
okay. Thanks.
Someone's computer. Let's turn that right up. Is that going to go? Right. Let's try. Oh, let's try the volume to there. See if that's going to work.
Thank you.
I've tried. I'm not. This isn't my normal computer. So I took my computer to the computer repair shop then, and they reckon they can repair it. Because the other lot in Ely, because it wasn't a brand spanking new computer, it was one that was 10 years old. They were kind of a bit snippy and snooty about it. Whereas this other lot in London, they're more like the garage that goes to the breaker's yard a lot. So I'm hoping. I mean, this one works, but I can't do. It can't do that much. It's a very basic one, so I can do things like emails and stuff, but it's actually quite basic. But I can't do my admin and things, so it's all been a bit. I mean, it's been useful, but and you can't do video editing or anything either on it. Yeah. So we'll just do this. It is beautiful now. It was cold this morning. Very good. When are you going to bring your cello today? Oh no, I've had to leave it in Exley. I'll bring it next week. I couldn't bring it because I've got to put Marion in the car because we're playing in the song competition tonight. So because of that, I thought, well, I can't have the cello here because Marion won't be able to fit it. I could have brought it. I only get it. Oh, I'll bring it next week. You'll all have to come next week. It's absolutely gorgeous. Oh my goodness. So I took it to see my cello teacher yesterday. But while I'm waffling about the cello, let's do this. I took it to see my cello teacher yesterday. And then she was like, and it's not, she goes, oh, it's still not woken up yet because it's not being played. Apparently the last time it was played was a few months in 2017. And before that, it was just made in 2000. So it's not. Yeah. I'm the custodian. I'm not the foster parent of this cello. I'm fostering it for an indefinite period. And I can't really, I mean, because it's so big and bulky, because it's in a proper flight case, I can't really put it in the. I've got to be very, and also because I've got to be very, very careful with it and really look after it. And my cello teacher's played it, and she said, no, this cello, she said, I've played cellos that are between 10 and 15 grand, and this sounds like one of those, she said. So I thought, they need to get that cello revalued, because I think they've insured it for 5,000 or something. She goes, no. They need to go and get it properly. It's brilliant. And she had a look at it and said, oh, you might need to go and take it to the workshop in Cambridge for an MOT. So she was very, yeah. I mean, she was really impressed by this cello. He says, oh, once you've played it in, it's going to sound lovely. He says. And then she said, and you just sort of were loaned this cello. I said, well, I had to meet them and play it. They had to see that I was an all right person and stuff. And then shaking. It was a friend of mine who is their sculpture teacher, and they were looking for someone to loan the cello to because it needs to be played. It's not, you can't just sit there. They're designed to be played by a musician, and neither of them can play the cello. They just make them. And I said, what, you haven't had a cello? Oh, I had one cello lesson, but I was terrible. So I thought, and I'm like, well, you know, if you have more than one lesson, then you won't be terrible. It's like, you know, but he wasn't having it. He goes, no, we'd rather give it to someone who can already play, and we don't have to bother. So, and the bow, they made the bow, they went, after they learnt the cello, to make a cello, they learned how to make a bow, so they made a bow each. And my cello teacher goes, oh yes, you can tell it's been made by someone who's an enthusiast, because that bit's a bit wonky, but then she played it, went, oh, but it sounds good. And I said, well, that's the important bit. I don't care if it's a bit off. No, I said, it's just an off the shoulder number, that one. And it was great. So we're just doing this. Okay, do the tiny turn. Tiny turn. And so she played it and heard me play it. It was just completely, you've just been like basically given, and I haven't been given it, I've been loaned it, but on an indefinite long-term loan. But I've got to send it, I've got to like send sort of postcards. So I've got to send him little, yes, I played the cello in blah, 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 and also I've got to be very careful if I've got it in a gig. It's got to be locked away in the case if I'm not playing it, and it's got to be put somewhere safe because it's valuable. I mean, it's not as valuable, like one of my friends is, she's got a long-term indefinite loan, this basically a priceless fiddle that she managed to once leave on a train, but because the bloke who tried to sell it, because it's a unique fiddle and they all know it belongs to her, the shop basically phoned the police, they gave her fiddle back. Oh wow. Silly sausage, you know, I mean, it's much harder to leave a cello on the train. You'd have to be very distracted, because, yeah. So I've just got to have some recording, so I'm recording with it in a couple of weeks, and then I can send them the recording, and then that'll be like when you've adopted a donkey, and then it sends you a postcard and says, well, it's eaten. You know, it's the same kind of principle thing. So we're just doing that. Okay, there's tiny turning with the hips. So I'll come a bit closer, sorry about that. So what Master Chen was doing is like that, like that, like that, like that. But he did it smaller, but I'm having to do it big so you can see what's going on. Yeah, the camera's quite an old one. It's not like, because it's quite an old computer, but she's really clever and techie, my friend in Wales. And I was like, oh, I'm not getting anything. You can't do anything. And no, I've had to borrow other people's computers and things. And it's just, she goes, here you go, I'll send you my spare. So it works, you know. Okay. And then she reckoned that my old computer could get repaired. She goes, no, they just, and so I'll see what they've done. They worked out what was wrong with it. What's wrong with it? No, I can't understand it. And then we've changed directions, yeah, we're changing directions. So we're just, so what Master Chen likes is for people to have a proper connection between the shoulder and the hip. And you learn where the connection is by doing this exercise. So this is what, basically, he's told me to do this exercise every day until I've worked out where the connection is. That was the problem with the computer, it was missing a connection. So it needs to do this exercise. And there we go. And then if you make it bigger, those of you, you can go back to this one if you want. or we can just do a little bit of rolling for those of you that want to do rolling. But again, it's a very gentle way of just gently stretching the spine. So you just, but some, you know, if you've got an inner ear thing or if you've got a back thing, just stick with that one, and that will still work. That exercise, the turning exercise, when I did this with the Kaskumas, we'd be doing it for at least half an hour, but then we'd be there all day. So, but that's what they want.
What we rolling from the waist?
Yeah, so the hips go one way and the shoulders go in the opposite direction. So then what that does is it stretches the spine very gently. And we're doing it very slowly and controlled. So there's no like jerky movements, it's all very smooth and controlled. And then what that does when we do it with Master Chen, he does it 300 in one direction, 300 to the other. And then that just very gently lengthen and mobilize the spine. But you just have to get your alignments right. So I'm lengthening through the spine as well while I'm doing it. Okay, change directions.
But you can do it tiny too.
You can do it tiny. Actually, tiny is better. If you do a tiny movement, so if I do the tiny version, but the problem is those of you watching at home, you can't see what I'm doing if I do the tiny version. So I'm having to exaggerate, but you can do the really, really tiny or micro version. You can do, and then that will still work the spine. But it's mostly, you want to lengthen through the back way point, lengthen, and then lengthen down. So there's this long thing going on. And then this is all relaxed arms. So you want to, and then breathing in and breathing out. Yeah, it's lovely and toasty in here, isn't it? It's great. Yeah. It's proper toasty. That's what we're in Burwell. They've still not fixed the heating. They're waiting for the oil man to turn up and the engineer to turn up because the heating went. So we're all really cold. So we had to do lots of vigorous moving around, just so we wouldn't freeze in the. Yeah, we did. Yeah, but it's fine if you want to do a few in the other. It's actually better to do it one direction for ages and then the other. But then you're going to run out of class time. Okay, let's just do some shoulders. So again, you can do a big movement, and I'm doing a little bit of a waist turn. And then when I do the smaller movement, I'll come in a bit closer because it will be harder to see. So we do big, and then we go big in the other direction. So I'm turning, I'm feeling the feet as well. So this movement, I'm starting it from the feet. And then we'll do tiny. So the range of movement, you can do tiny movements and then tiny movements. So if you've got a shoulder injury, if you do tiny movements, you'll still be able to do it. And it's not about, I did about the tiny movements when I did the Tai Chi for pain management. So if anyone's got a chronic pain condition, you can, rather than do big movement and that's going right into where the pain is, you do the tiny movement and you get very relaxed and you relax, and then eventually the movement range increases. But it's like a sneaky way of doing it. So we'll do the other side. So the big range. So people that have got like a rotator cuff thing, that'd be too much. So, but you can still exercise the whole of the shoulder joint, doing the tiny movement, really small movement. But it's very interesting. It was a whole weekend of it. It was a physiotherapist who was working with a chiropractor from America, doctor of chiropractor, or how you pronounce it, the other way. And they basically would get all the reject patients that they'd given up on because they couldn't do anything. The ones that, and they got very good results because they were using mindfulness and they were using gentle exercise, and it's called the soft limit of the movement. So try the tiny turning, tiny turn, So and focus on the posture. So they were looking at posture, correct aligned posture, breathing, and working with a thing called the soft limit. So you move to where it almost would tighten up, but you don't. You keep it to the soft limit, and then they actually found by staying within the soft limit, the range of movement would increase faster than if they were trying to just power through. No, because your body's like that for a reason and change directions. So it doesn't want to. So you encourage it. It's a bit like that one with the that fable or something where there was the sun and there was the wind, and there was
the sun and the wind.
Yeah, the boat with the
Aesop.
coat. Is it Aesop?
Aesop.
Yeah, Aesop fable. And the sun and the wind had a competition. And they said, look at that bloke with his coat on. I bet you can't get his coat up. And the wind blew and blew and blew and blew. And he kept his coat on. And he couldn't blow his coat off. Whereas the sunshine just went. So that was the more Tai Chi version of doing it. You go very soft. And then the warmth. And then because it was nice and warm, then he took his coat off and he felt very comfortable. You know, and that's how you do it. So you're keeping it comfy. And by keeping it very, you're not being lazy, but you're keeping it within the achievable and within the soft limits. And then with repetition, you find that these limits increase. And they every single time, even the most awkward, because a lot of it when they've been like that, there was one with the shoulder thing, and actually there's nothing wrong with the shoulder by then, it had all been fixed, but their body, the muscles around it got used to being like that, so it's more like, it was really interesting. I think the funding went, which is a real shame, as these things do, but there we go. I'll just do this. Tune into the body, we'll do that. And we're breathing, so you want to all keep really like super relaxed, yeah. And then just because someone, you know, next to you is doing the splits or whatever, you just ignore them, and it's like you're not really, you shouldn't really be watching the other people. You're just
Doing it for you.
Yeah, doing it for yourself, and it's like you're competing against yourself in a way and getting better, and that's your only target, yeah. And then round the other way, it's not like in sports when you're competing against other people, and if anything, the other people in the class are your helper outers, so we're all helping each other get better. So it's completely not, I mean, there are competitions in Tai Chi, and that's fine. You can get, you know, form competitions, you can get fighting competitions and all sorts. I've never been in one, I'm not really that, but I can see that's quite useful, but I'm more in the, and then like this. Yeah, that's from Barry McGinley. He does it 100 and he does it really, really fast, and then you end up getting quite big muscles here. He kind of does it, and it's really hard. Yeah, you can, oh yeah. It's very good, but let's just get that. And then we do it like this. So I'll show from here, look. This shape, and then you close, open, close, and you can do like a little, when I've done it with Eva, you can do like a little dance with it. She does this little wiggly thing. She does a wiggle thing. It looks really good. So you can, you know. Yeah. So this works the grip. And then the other one is like that and that. But you close and bring it in and open, push it forward. Close, bring it in, pull in, push out, pull in, push out. Pull in. And you can, if you want to really mess your brain up, you can do alternate. So you could go, that's a little nightmare, isn't it? If you want to challenge yourself, or just do it in the same, and that's still, Yeah, I'll just turn around like this. Pull it in, push out a little, but keep it all soft. So it's like a kind of coral reef thing. Or and that messes the brain. You can feel it doing things, useful things to the brain, can't you? Yeah. Anything that works the brain works the balance. It's very good. We like that. And also anything that works the feet works the balance because of all the sensory receptors in the feet. Let's just do this a bit and just go side to side. Yeah, we will get around to doing some silk reading. I just wanted to. I'm going to spill over till about 35 past, just because it was so long. It took me ages because this is a new computer and I still can't really work it. It took me a while to get going. Thanks very much for loaning me the extension. Okay, I have got one buried in my car somewhere, but no, I didn't have room for the key because I've got my keyboard in there, and I've got to put Marion in it, and the cello. It's in a great big case, so it actually means But yeah, I will bring it because it's gorgeous. But it's staying at Marion and Andy's house because where I live. Because it's in a bit of a dodgy area. I don't want to. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That what's Providence? What's Providence, please? Oh, and it's just asking for trouble. It's a bit like if you left all your car doors open, isn't it? That kind of thing. Yeah. Provided. Yeah, probably to do with God, isn't it? Yeah. I love finding out things. Yeah. Yeah. We'd be good in a pub quiz, wouldn't we? People that we. Okay, now try round and round. So we're feel the feet. So when you're doing this, really pay attention to what you can sense through the feet. This is really good stuff. So we, in the previous class in Burwell, because we were all so cold, we spent most of the class walking around and feeling the feet, really feeling the feet. So, that's nice. Where do your friends live? Burwell Road. Marion, yeah. She's a piano player. She's really good. Yeah. She's a piano player. She's a little lady. She's proper brainy. She's one of the brainiest people I've ever met in my life. She knows so much stuff. And she plays piano and teaches piano and she teaches English. And she's helped me improve my English. That's right. Yeah, so's my cello now. So. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's like, because of the Tai Chi, when I play musical instruments, I do Tai Chi music. She taught me English. Yeah, she's taught me English as well. Yeah. She's really good at teaching adults that find it difficult to read. That's my letter. Yeah. Well, I wrote 2 letters to my MP. Really good ones because of her. So I'm like, oh, this is good. I can't believe she's still there. No, I said to the letters, look what I wrote, Marion. I thought, that's very good. Then, oh, you got that bit a little bit wrong, but apart from that, I like it. So there we go. That's great. Let's do this. Yeah, what did you do? TEFL? Night school. Night school. Nice. There's no quiet tonight. There is quiet. Oh, there is? Well, yeah, I think so. I've got it online. That's not raw stuff out in the kitchen, and I put it in the diary tonight. So I didn't have 5,000. Oh, the reach choir baskets, but they've not got none of the cups out. Yeah. They've not got any of the teacups. They were here. Yeah, but sometimes they come 2 weeks in a row if there's a. I've got it down this time, but I couldn't make a mistake because I. We'll find out, won't we? We'll find out. We can't carry on till 25. Well, yeah. They don't have 5 minutes till 2. So when they're here, they don't pay till 2, so we should 5 minutes. I think 5 minutes is all right, and we help them get their things out. So I think we deserve a little bit of leeway.
A
little bit, a lot of leeway. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, we'll do this one. Yeah, we're just doing the silky. Now our bodies are nicely connected and we can feel the feet. We can now silky. So think of actually. All right. Let's try open, close. Breathe in. Breathe out. So breathe in, wrists open, fingers follow. I'll come a little bit closer. I'll turn this down here. So I'm open, fingers follow. Wrist closed, fingers closed. That's exactly down. Hang on. Let's just do my shoelace. You know what I mean? I prefer these things. That's nice. That's very. There we are. Marvelous.
I did want to be on a film doing that, but anyway.
I don't care.
Should have cut it.
No, I can't. That's the problem. I can't cut. There we go. Look, see. So that open, close, open, close. Now, elbows, wrist, fingers open. So this is like a little flower starting to open. And what I do is I breathe in and I breathe out on this bit. Well, that's what we did when we did it in the day retreat. Talking of day retreats, the half-day retreat at Kingfisher's Bridge, TBC, will be on the 29th, Tuesday the 29th of April. It'll be 1 o'clock till 4. There'll be some Tai Chi, and then we're having a sound journey with my friend Nikki, because she's got loads of gongs and things. We can either sit there and just, it's like soaking music from Peter. You can lie there and just fall asleep for an hour. It sounds awful. And or you can do knitting. I know people that have done knitting or poetry or sit there or whatever. So she's going to make some nice sounds. I might join in with my cello. I'm kind of tempted, but shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers open. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers closed. So it gets a bit bigger, like a little flower open. That's it. And then chest, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers open. Chest, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers closed. So you want to keep the muscles relaxed. Keep the muscles. I'll show you from the diagonal view. So it's like this. And also you've got the fingertips. You're keeping a aliveness right to the end of the fingertips, like cat whiskers. So there's this real sense of, yeah. And then up to the shoulders. And down. And then up to the head. Relax the shoulders, that's it. I think one of the choir people I saw earlier at Burwell, she said the choir was coming today as well. So she. And then back down to the low. Normally, you know, if we were in a day retreat, we would have been able to do this. When I did this exercise with the first time, we did this for an hour. Just did this one exercise for an hour. But when you got to the end of the hour, it was like my arms felt different, and I felt really connected. It was wonderful, wonderful. So now when we're doing this one. So just to get you that, so it's the same kind of thing, but we're making curves with our arms. So I'll show you from this diagonal. Look, you turn, and then you open. Now I'll keep my shoulders down, and I open, so palms out, and then I close. And do it sitting down, yeah. Because actually standing up like this is quite hard work, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, especially when you've got a knee. Is it a new knee yet, or is it a?
No, I'm
Are you waiting for the new knee?
I've got a new knee.
Yeah. And how's that going, the new knee?
Oh,
it's fine.
absolutely
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah. But because the other one needs to be waiting to do, you're putting it under a lot of strain because it's not a supersonic, you know.
This one is complaining.
Yeah.
I still walk on it, but it's still complaining.
Yeah. Do you do the massaging, you know,
Yeah.
you're doing all
Yes.
that?
Every
And the
morning.
cod liver oil and all, are you doing the cod liver oil or the
Oh, I've
omega?
had cod liver oil
Yeah.
since I was 50. That's
Well, you're doing all you can, but the thing is, that compared with the nice, you know, the nice shiny new knee, it's just going to be,
wow.
yeah. So you just got to be listening to your body. So you open and close. So there's a little bit of a weight, if you just practice the weight shift, you see there's a weight shift, and there's a little waist turn as well. So there's a lot of these subtle, the problem is with Tai Chi, the movements are almost happening inside the body. That's why it's so hard to tell what's going on. So this is like you're stretching something. Like when you did at school drama classes, we had to pretend we were in a bubble and we were having to, you know. So it's like that. So if you're in a bubble, so you stretch one, if that helps.
Bubble tea. Oh, I've got bubble tea as well.
Bubble tea, yeah. That's it. Beautiful. Okay, let's.
You know how you've got Stoke reading number 1 and number 2?
Yeah.
How many are there?
Lots. But actually, there's only 2 really. All the movements we do are based on 1 and 2, really. There's quite a lot. I mean, chorale, when I used to do silk reading with chorale, I think we do at least 12 different things. So let's.
You won't remember anything.
Yeah, but I'll ask Emma. So let's break this down. 1, 2, and if you want, you can just brush your cheek. She does brush her teeth. 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's about knowing where, just relax. It's about knowing where your arms are in relation to your torso. And if I show it from the side here, look. So do that one. Bless you. There's a lot of, apparently that's the tree pollen.
Oh,
Yeah, the lady at Burwell, she said there's tree pollen. And that's why, after every few seconds, my glasses are covered in something weird, and she said it's all tree pollen. Yeah, because it's all that. So look, so my arms, so when I'm like this, and then like that. 1. So look. So,
I can't see it.
yeah, watch. Okay. I turn my body. Where are my hands pointing? Where are my fingers pointing? Forwards and backwards. Forwards backwards, in front, behind, in front, behind, behind. If I want to get the arm in front and I want to get the arm behind, I have to turn my body. So you turn your body, and the arms are just doing this, except I've turned my body, so they're pointing that way. That is not a very good way to turn the body. And it looks rubbish. You want to sink to turn the body, and it looks good. It looks really good because we're sinking down, and then we're relaxing. And then, so then what you do is you turn like that, and the hands come up as you turn. Then you turn forward, you brush your cheek, push and pull. This comes down, this comes forward. So the people that are seeing. So yeah, thanks person on who said come closer to the camera so we can see what you're doing. Very good point. I've forgotten all about that. There, look, see. So there's a little. So I'm in the front. Now I'm facing the corner. I brush my cheek and then, see? And you want to, yeah, that's it. You want to keep everything nice and down, so you keep your shoulders down. It works better. Very good. Let's do a couple more. So it's about controlling what you're doing. Right? You got one of the things with the, yeah. So let's have have some water, because we've been working very hard. Oh my goodness me! Oh, that's horrendous. It's to do with accents and learning new languages and speaking with. So when I was a baby, as well as being exposed to all the classical music and pop music and all the things from this country, because of where my dad was from, I was exposed also to lots of Afghan folk music, Afghan pop music, and Indian music. My dad loved Indian classical music. So every now and then, all this stuff would, and I was tiny, and all this stuff would go in. When I've done my compositions, they have a lot of polyrhythms, and they have a lot of rhythms that aren't in the general vernacular of this society, you know. And it's the same thing with movement. We don't have. I've got a Chinese student, and I'm just showing it to her, but because it's already set up in her societal repertoire, she's just picking it up like she's been doing Tai Chi all her life. Because it's already in, so we're having to, it's like by doing this, because this comes from somewhere else, it's almost like we're learning a new language, a movement language. But in there, they're used to following movements, they're used to noticing what's going on, they're used to being mindful, because there's meditation in there. It's like in India. If you get people doing yoga and you get someone who's never done yoga but is from that country, they've got more of an advantage because it's already in there. So it's the same thing. So don't knock the difficulty of learning a new movement culture and language, because we'll still have our accents. Because I've been trying to get Marion to learn to play with a certain emphasis on the beat. Because all my stuff's got swinging, and also it's all got rhythmical kind of patterns from different places. Because I've listened to lots of world music as well, and it's all kind of gone in. So that's why my stuff's quite hard to play if you're a Brit, like an English Brit that's just listened to kind of Mozart and stuff. So it's a similar kind of thing. This. So what we're doing, we'll try it again. Look. But the important thing is to relax and to keep things within the soft range. That's much better. That's much better. It's a bit like, you know, you get people that can speak fluent a language, but have never quite got rid of the accent. It's that kind of thing. So it doesn't really matter how strong your accent is. If you're getting closer, it's fine. So I'm just like this. So the feet are planted on the floor. Plant feet on the floor. There we go. Marvellous. That's great. Okay, and then there's this one. Here's another silk reading. This is from the Sinjar. Sinjar. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's just, this is silk reading to mess your brain. 2, 3. 1, out and up. Out, up, and up. And so I'm hoping to see Master Chen. Whee!
I think it's just the first one.
Yeah, even if you get one of them. I mean, this one's, this is in there. And then you got this one, this one, this one, and then you got this one. Let's try that small, out, and it goes outwards, outwards, and then you go upwards. It kind of flings up. It's lovely that. So that's from the Sinjar, the new frame. Another one, we do, oh yeah, we do this one. Push away the mountain, push away the mountain. So this is based on silk reading number 1 and 2. So you like this, go towards a long arm, short arm, and then you actually push away the mountain downwards. It's different. So this is a different version. So, but normally we push like that, and that's good. But actually, we'll do it the other side, so it's fair. Look. There's a lot of sneaky little, but you can also do it. You're much bigger than a mountain. I think it's more like a molehill. It must be a molehill. The mountain, there's the mountain. There's the molehill. Push away a molehill. Yeah. I love mole. I saw one. We were doing a standing exercise in Tai Chi. And we were in a circle, and then in the middle, this molehill started being built, but we never got to see the mole. I was very disappointed. But I love them. My friend hates them, but I think that's not fair. You know, they were there. Yeah, just leave them alone. They're good.
She got them all then. She killed,
Mm.
one day she killed 3.
Oh, poor
They
thing.
didn't taste very nice because she was sick.
Well, fair dues, you know.
We used to sit and watch them and then scoop it out and eat it to come out the throat.
They're really nasty, some animals, aren't they? But you know, it's just what it is.
So
This is 3 circles. Yeah,
they bite you.
yeah. Well, they're cool. I mean, massive compared with them. And they can't see. Well, they can, but they're very, very good for aerating the soil. But not if you want a nice lawn. It depends on what your priorities are. If you want a nicely aerated soil in for growing stuff, I think the moles are probably all right. But if you want a pristine lawn, they get very upset. But then, you know, that's not natural to have a pristine, but it's not a... There we go. So this is 3 circles. Okay, let's slow this right down. So look, but the open close thing is still going on. So you've got the open, close. So it's actually based on that one we did earlier. It's like what we did earlier. Very simple, yeah. Cultural movement repertoire. You see, in China they could just go, actually, they probably. And also there are variations in how well people can coordinate. And it doesn't matter. If you practice, you improve, and that's the important thing. And just because someone's being a clever clog and wiggling away in the corner, it doesn't mean, you know, it's. Nice. Okay, so if you go back to this one, you can see the similarities. See? It's got that bit in it. See? have more, when you open, especially those of you, yeah, watching at home and later on, have a nice round shape in the arm. Look a bit, look, see, so there's a round, there's a curve. I'm not, you want to, and then wee, there we are. Nice round shape, round shape. So you're keeping the curve in the arm, and that's better. And think about the, what's it called, connection between the two arms. So they're working together. So this is going that way, this is going that way, and and you want to connect through the movement in the legs and the torso. And breathing, marvelous. That's wonderful. Okay. Number one. So we're, oh, what a relief. That is really nice, everyone. Really good quality of movement. So the moving the weight, turning, moving the weight, turning, moving the weight. But yeah, my Marion actually worked out that I use Tai Chi to compose with. I use Tai Chi principles to, but that's why now it's all, I'm like, oh, okay. She worked it out. I was like, oh, clever. Yeah, it's quite, it's quite. I mean, it's not unusual for me because I've been doing both things for a long time. So when I'm playing an instrument, I'm doing like a Tai Chi. I'm doing Tai Chi form. So you're keeping all the principles, the connections through the body, the alignment, the breathing, moving from stillness, stillness within movement. Try a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go slow. So it's the same. So try fast. So it's similar but completely different. And then ooh, there we go. Yeah. It's very good. We're explorers. When you're doing Tai Chi, you're an explorer. You're exploring. You're doing science and things. So it doesn't have to work because we're trying things out. And also you want to find it, make it as fun as possible and enjoyable. Then rather than I must get this right now. No, I wonder what happens if I try this. It's kind of like a different approach. So we're going to go, like this. We come across, down. This works for balance, the weight shift. So transferring the weight with intention works your balance better because then you're noticing things. It's like when you fall, when Simon was talking about the falling, it's when you've got distracted and also you're stiff. So that's why the mobility is very important and having a good posture. So if you kind of go, yeah, or you can, yeah. There we go. Oh, that's nice. Very nice. Very relax the shoulders more. So look, it's like this, comes down towards the legs, comes across, comes up to the head, across, down, it's like a windscreen wiper, down, up. Yeah. Much better. Try the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep breathing slow. Much better, everybody. Yeah. And then we change direction. I just try very, very, very slow. You know, you might be at the bus stop, and this is a good one for the bus stop. See if you can get the whole of the queue to join in. That'd be cool. And then see if you get them a bit faster. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And then smaller. Up, 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 and smaller the other direction. So you can get the speed, you can do big and slow. See, there's all different ways we're exploring. So that's why so for example, when we were doing this one, it's just big and small versions of what we've already done, you see. But, yeah. So it's all trying stuff out. So. Yeah, let's do that. I'll show from the sides. So we do master chain, baby master chain. This is one of baby master chain's ones. Good one for working your balance. Right? And we come together. So this is how he walks backwards. This is how he walks backwards. Okay, now we try the other side. Look. So it's a good little exercise, this. We just wanted to do it the other side. One more. And then, oh, see, and then like this. And then this time. Look. Like you're a cat. Like you're a cat. Yeah, very lithe and agile, nimble cat. Okay. I think this is a good place to stop because this is very good, very good. We've got to work out, we've got to do some balance, we've got the coordination. So our IQs has probably gone up, you know, by a quarter of a point or something. I don't know, but you know, this is good. We've probably improved our circulation, lowered our blood pressure a bit. This is all good stuff. So they've done science on, but really you need to do more than one Tai Chi class a week. You need maybe 2 or 3. I mean, Eli's doing it every day. Yeah. Every day. So. Nice. Okay, breathe in. Touch. Breathe out. Breathe in.
As soon as the door in the hallway, he just walks through the wall.
No, you can come in through the side door and through the cupboard. It's really cool.
The choir are here.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I spoke with one of the members of the choir. She said they're coming again 2 weeks in a row because, and then I forgot the explanation. On Saturday, Sunday. The concert's coming up, isn't it? Yeah, that's why they have to do 2. Yeah, it's best rather than leave it a gap, you need to do a couple before the gig.
Don't worry.
Brilliant. Well done, that's great.
No, because I've seen it on that.
Right, no worries, brilliant. Well, good movements, good movements. That was very good. We actually did at least an hour and a quarter's worth of, not, we're nearly done, sorry. And we just do this. Woo! Nice. And then there we go. Oh, well, I feel a bit taller. It's good. It's good. Breathe in. And then once more with feeling. I think I'll do my admin in the garden. I hate admin. Boring. And then there we go. I don't want to. And then make a fist with the right hand, left hand over the top, feet together, and bow. And give yourself a clap. That was amazing. Very good, very good. So let's get the pianos out. Get the piano out. Okay, we better go. See you later. See you later. Bye. 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 Bye.